What's going on? Welcome back to Aroma Fragrances. My name is Rob, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over 5 designer fragrances that would be perfect for the spring season. Let's get straight on into it. This list is in no particular order, but starting things off here from the house of Hermes is Un Jardin sur le Toit. Un Jardin sur le Toit is a apple forward, but also green fragrance. So let's go into the note breakdown here. It has notes of apple, wild grass, pear, applewood, and pear tree wood. This is a green, fresh, fruity fragrance. And to me, what I get off of this, and even just off the cap, a nice dose of that apple mixing with some greenery coming from that wild grass note. It's really, really nice, fresh, uplifting, something perfect for, you know, the scenery of springtime where everything is budding. This, I think, is a fantastic fragrance from the Un Jardin line, and maybe even my favorite from it. This you can get right now on discounters like Joma Shop for around $65 for a full 3.3 ounce bottle, which is fantastic in my opinion, even though I will say this is an eau de toilette concentration and the performance is not great. But for $65 for a full bottle, you really can't go wrong. So yeah, that's Un Jardin sur le Toit from the house of Hermes. Next up, from the house of Louis Vuitton, this is Orage. So jumping way on the other side of the price spectrum now, this is $330 for a 100 ml bottle, which is very, very pricey, as is the case with all Louis Vuitton bottles. Orage is one of the lesser spoke about ones from the entire Louis Vuitton lineup, which I think is unfortunate because I actually really, really like this. It's one of my favorites that, from the house. So let's go over the notes on this one real quick. It has notes of vetiver, bergamot, patchouli, ambrette, and iris. And this is primarily a green, fresh, woody fragrance with some citruses. Orage stands for thunderstorm, and I think that is a perfect depiction of what this fragrance is. It smells almost like a rainy, thunderstorm, gloomy day in the springtime. It's fantastic though. It really does put me in that mindset of a spring day with a storm rolling through. And not many fragrances are really able to put me in a mindset of like a specific time during a season as perfectly as this fragrance does. So while yes, it is very pricey, and I recommend you to sample any of these fragrances that are in this list, but from Louis Vuitton, Orage is a fantastic option. For the next fragrance, we're going over to the house of Yves Saint Laurent. This is Y Eau de Parfum. Y Eau de Parfum was, I believe, the first designer fragrance I ever got into my collection. It is a synthetic green apple fragrance. That's what comes to mind right away off of smelling this. So let's get into the notes. Off the top, you have apple, aldehydes, bergamot, elmi resin, and ginger. In the heart, juniper berry, lavender, sage, and geranium. And down the base, you have vetiver, frankincense, and tonka bean. Why? And you really could go with most of the fragrances from this line. They all fit this perfectly. You can go with the eau de toilette or the Le Parfum. They all work. But my favorite is the eau de parfum. This is a perfect springtime fragrance. It's very heavy dose of apple, just like the Hermes from earlier. But this, I feel, whereas it's not as fresh as the Hermes, this goes in a little more sweeter of a direction. This is something that I will say, if it's a little too hot out, maybe a little too cloying if you go too heavy on the sprays. But for most spring scenarios, this is an easy reach for me. This is, like I said, one of my favorite designer fragrances, period. Yeah, that's some good stuff from the house of YSL. That's Y. Next up, from the house of Versace, is Dylan Blue Pour Homme. This fragrance is a classic and easy to wear, fresh, aquatic scent profile. Let's go over the notes. Off the top, you get aquatic notes, Calabrian bergamot, grapefruit, and fig leaf. In the heart, you get ambrox, black pepper, papyrus, patchouli, violet leaf. And down the base, you get frankincense, musk, tonka bean, and saffron. This is a fresh, aquatic, citrusy scent profile. And man, this is such an easy gum reach fragrance for spring, summer. This is basic, I would say this is almost a year-round fragrance for me. Yeah, that is really, really good stuff. And this is another one, this isn't gonna hurt the wallet too much. If you shop on discounters, you could find this in the realm of around $50 or maybe even less at this point. Yeah, this is a great option from Versace. This is Dill and Blue Pour Homme. And last but not least, from the House of Valentino, this is Uomo Born in Roma Green Stravaganza. This is the newest release from the list. This is a fresh, citrusy, sweet scent with a simplified note breakdown of Calabrian bergamot off the top, coffee in the heart, and vetiver down in the base. This received a little bit of flack. This wasn't everyone's favorite fragrance when it came out, but I will say, I am a fan of these designer fragrances that have come out with a note of coffee in it. Most notably, just released only a couple months ago was Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion Pour Homme, and that easily could have made it into this video as well. The reason I like it is because coffee traditionally is something that you find typically in more winter scent profiles or fall. This fragrance is something you could pull off spring, summer. So it's got that undertone of coffee while also being citrusy, fresh, and having a little bit of sweetness. This is easy to wear, in my opinion, and a super likable scent profile to the average person, in my personal opinion. And yeah, this is another great option. If you could find this on discounters, shouldn't be anything too crazy. But yeah, round things out from Valentino, Green Stravaganza. Thank you all for watching.